Hello and welcome to another Call of Duty World at War custom zombie map. This map is called Bork. I know nothing about it. I know that you spawn with 50,000 points though, so I'm assuming that is because this map is actually an alpha, okay? This is supposed to be a public alpha for the map. I'll tell you a little bit about it. I don't really know anything about it. I mean, I just saw, hey, public alpha, guys, please help me out with my map. So here I am. I'm gonna help you out with your map. We're gonna see if we can find any glitches. We're gonna see what all goes on. We're gonna see what all, we can figure out, what all we can see. This map is called Bork, and I'm like, oh, is that because it's like an alpha and it's like broken? Actually, apparently one of the things that they want to add to the map is to put a bunch of dog memes. So I'm assuming by Bork, it's like woof woof kind of Bork. This is a bad glitch. I don't actually remember how it is, like how it works. I'm trying to think of a similar map. So there's this weird like freezing glitch that some maps can get. Man, I feel super bad because I can just barely think of a map that has it in it, and there are people who have like said in the comments, hey, this is how you fix it. So that's probably something that you'd want to be looking for. Is that a glitch? Are we getting like infinite perks for free? That seems like a glitch. That we just got 3 power-ups. Also, I said perks. Oh my god. I'm gonna break that habit. I'm never gonna say that again. Custom icons, obviously, that's fantastic. Pretty much the only feature list they have actually listed is Black Ops perks and Doris teleporters. Obviously, you can see the teleporters. Obviously, you can see the Black Ops stuff. Here's the power switch. Okay, so the map layout, so far, I really like it. Kind of decorated. Right here, it doesn't really look like how can I describe this? I feel like okay, so obviously the walls are really nice, and it kind of like helps to where you don't have to make it super detailed, because you don't have to put like a ton of like if it was a wilderness, obviously that would take longer than putting walls everywhere. But the thing is, it also contributes to the feel of the map, which is super nice. But I think maybe what would be cooler to do, not cooler, I think what would be cool to do am I just missing? What's happening? God, I am not going to use the PTRS. I'm immediately getting rid of this. I do not want to miss like that, and that happen more and more. Now, there's a teddy bear here. I'm assuming this is the only box location. If you put down another box, that will not be an issue. This actually was downloaded via the UGX mod manager is what this came packaged in, but this seems to be all World at War guns. So obviously that is something that I would highly recommend adding in is custom guns, maybe even the UGX mod. I would really recommend that. I mean, that's apparently not too crazy to do for a map, and it would really help make things a little nicer. Like, no one wants to use the flamethrower. There are definitely people that like the World at War guns. I'm okay with the World at War guns. I feel like it drags on a little bit. Like, if you play a few World at War maps back to back, it's definitely not the most fun experience. Whereas if you have the mix up of guns, it's not quite as bad. Obviously, the starting points being changed would be something I'd recommend, even in a public testing, because that way they can test the balance of things. I can see what you're saying and being like, oh, well, people can get through the map quicker if they have a bunch more points, but the difficulty is something that you can test if you are giving them a lower amount of points. So that would be something that, you may want to consider. There's PPSH on the wall. That's pretty cool. Actually, if you have stuff like that, if you have good guns on the wall already for people and like a really good layout for the map, the biggest frustration I have with just World at War guns is people not having a good layout or making it way too difficult to actually get good guns. And so then you're stuck, crap map, maybe that's not fair to say, a map with a very difficult layout, an unintuitive layout, just something that's like, this is too hard to do with not good guns. And then on top of that, you aren't able to get the good guns. That's just a horrible combo. Whereas here, if you actually have the guns laid out, that's fantastic. And I really like that. So right here, obviously, you'd probably want to put more than just tall grass over here. That's what I'd recommend. I mean, you probably know that. I'm assuming you're still tinkering with this since this is an alpha. as you said. So I won't, I won't say too much about that. I really like that that's added as well. That gives it a lot more character. I do like the fences as well, matched to the walls, because you just as well could have put more walls everywhere, and people would have done that in your shoes. But you didn't, You actually put some fences and some other stuff. The debris right here is really nice, having it on the power. Add some stuff, but don't add too much stuff. Don't put a door at every corner, but actually, like, have a little bit of stuff. Don't make it just incredibly, like, crazy open. And you didn't do that. So far, I really like the layout of the map. I'll continue going through it. Jug seems to be fixed. So that's good. Jug is not broken, rather, I should say. I think that's a lot better to say than Jug is not. Like, I don't like assuming the Jug is broken. I'd rather just say, what I just said. I actually really don't want to be in this room because I just remembered the PPSH is on the wall. And there's a Panzer Shrek. So that's pretty not good, and I don't want to be around that because that gun's Garbo. Don't want it at all. I would love to see the dog meme textures. That is fantastic. That's pretty much why I downloaded this, because I was like, oh, Bork, that's cool, because it's like maybe broken or something. And then I looked and you said that it was a meme, and I was like, I like this person's style. That's good. I can get on board with the dog memes. I'm actually gonna go ahead and pack a punch again. If you want actual like longevity and difficulty testing on the map, probably would take away the 50,000 points. I know it helps people get through the map and explore it and be able to like test glitches a little better, but you really want to be able to balance everything and make sure that you don't like just instantly win while going through the map. I do like that there's a lot of mix-up in here now. I think it would be kind of cool that... Yes, you did. Okay, that's fantastic. I was about to say, I definitely think it would be cool to not just have these for scenery, but to actually have stuff added. This is a glitch. You probably know about this, the fence going through there. You can actually cut off the fence. You probably know that, and maybe you got an uneven fit, one that you didn't want, and so you didn't do that. But what I would do is instead of cutting a hole in here to fit this and like overlaying it, I would just overlay the wall over it if you have to. Or have this, like, have stuff blocking it, and then have the fence wrap around to where you can't even see. Because if you don't have a door here and you don't plan on having people go any further, you might as well just set up some crap right here and then have this, like, being blocked so no one can tell if there is an issue with you cutting the fence short. And that's a quick and easy fix to being able to do that, is just block it off with something, make it where people can't even tell that there was ever anything wrong. Ooh, this is interesting. I didn't actually think that there'd be another thing over here. So this is obviously super dark. The grass looks really cool right here, but again, I'd really try and figure out, ooh, there's a pathing issue. I'll touch on that in a second. Right here, again, I'd really try and figure out something that works well that hides in the grass. Excuse me, not hides in the grass, but helps in the background of the grass, but also doesn't detract from the grass being there. Because I do like that there's tall grass, but I think that like in the very back, there should be a ton of like really tall trees. I'd really look at a bunch of other, I won't say vanilla looking maps, but there's a lot of maps that kind of look like, what can I call this? I don't know. There's a lot of maps that have like a grassy and like a bunch of trees and stuff like that. I just look at those for reference, use those as an example, and be able to go over through that and then figure out, oh, okay, well, I could put trees here. I could put like a building here or something. Like, I don't actually know if a building would work really well with it or not, but, oh, I definitely don't need to be shooting this much of this round. So that's something. Things to be changed. I'll go ahead and go over this list and then I'll address them. Like reading off of them and being like, oh yeah, you should do this, or nah, I wouldn't bother with it or something. So adding multiple box locations. Okay, so you actually did cover that. I think this would probably be a really good box location. Right over here would be, those two may be a little too close with each other, but I do think it would be good to have another thing in the tall grass, add to the difficulty a little bit, and also, excuse me, I'm talking too fast, and also add to the dynamic of it would make the grass not seem like it's just there to be there, actually putting stuff in the grass, which you do have a perk machine, which is super cool. Add more decor in the buildings, yes, of course. Actually adding features really helps with that as well. So the Black Ops perks you do have, but there are people that have like 18 perks or something ridiculous. Check those things out. Put like, there's one perk here, put like another perk over here, put a mystery box here, put like some actual like decor in here, furnish the place a little bit. The pathing, There's definitely a pathing issue if this is happening. Go ahead, make sure none of your paths are colliding. I can't actually think of what the paths are called. The little boxes you use to show where the zombies can go. Something went wrong here. There could be a zoning conflict as well, which is making the zombie not recognize that I'm in here. Zoning normally is only to deal with the spawning, though, so it's probably not that. It's probably a pathing issue. Make sure that the paths are right. Make sure that the zombies know they're allowed to walk in here. Okay? Move Pack a Punch to a teleport location at spawn. That's pretty cool. I do see that you have the teleporters. I haven't messed with them yet. I'm assuming they don't do anything then, if you're saying that. Fix where the foliage goes through and visible, any visible wall. Yeah, okay, got that. Got the foliage going through the... Wait, okay. This, I definitely want you to fix. The foliage, like grass going through the wall, I don't think that's a big issue. This right here, I don't think is a huge issue. I mean, you can fix that. I actually like it coming through here, though. I do. This, I mean, if you use like a boarded texture instead of like a straight wall, then I think it would be cool. Check out Treehouse, I believe is the name of the map. It kind of has like these isolated areas with a bunch of grass, and there may be grass growing through there. I don't know. It's just what popped into my head. Actually, no, it's not. It's Forts. It's not Treehouse. Check out Forts. I mean, you could check out Treehouse as well. There's like obviously grassy foliage around there because Treehouse. It's in a tree. So there's that. But no, Forts is what I'm talking about. I don't know if there's grass glitching through it, but I want to say that the buildings are kind of like patchy and like thrown together and not like super nice walls like this. So that's something I'd recommend looking at. Obviously, you know, you don't have to or anything. These being off texture, I want to know what the significance is between that and why they are, and why it's not. See, like, it adds a little diversity to it, but then you like need to have a good purpose for it, whereas I'm just like, I don't know why it's here. This is decorated pretty nicely. I'll go ahead and go upstairs.